you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits, putting on the Ritz.
Hi, I'm Rob Lowe, and I have DirecTV.
And I'm liberal nutcase Rob Lowe, and I want you to pay for my cable. And I'm Al Gore Rob Lowe, and I invented cable TV.
Just jump in where you can and hang on. Come on.
I was born my papa's son. When I hit the ground, I was on my run. One right hand, another behind. You can have your just give me mine.
Well, it can no longer be denied. We are experiencing major man-made climate change / global warming. Go outside and see for yourself. You don't even need a coat. Trees are beginning to get these little, what are they called, leaves on them. Back in the old days, we used to call it springtime, but we didn't know how dangerous it was. You know, some crazy's just beyond medication, ain't it? You know, and don't forget how the settled science keeps changing to fit the current conditions. Remember how the settled science predicted all these hurricanes?
Scientists studying the Earth's climate say we are experiencing stronger hurricanes in this century, a trend that's likely to continue.
Well, here, take a bite of this fact sandwich. Since King Barack Hussein took his throne, there have been 3 U.S. hurricane strikes. 3, count them. The fewest of any presidency. Now, in sharp contrast, while Grover Cleveland was president back in the 1880s, when Hillary was a little girl, we got hit by 26 hurricanes. 26! Oops. But see, facts are meaningless at the Holy Church of the Climate Apocalypse, where everything is built on computer models. And you, my friend, are a climate denier.
Man, Bonet's really swinging.
Well, on a lighter note, First Lady Michelle arrived over in Japan for a little R&R, and she kind of startled the Japanese people. And a lot of people wonder what Vice President Joe Biden does with all his free time. Well, you know, not many people know that Joe has a knack for inventing stuff. Like this. And welcome to Intellectual Froglegs. Now we have some good news for the non-mental patients. The Supreme Court just refused to hear that ridiculous case that voter ID laws are racist. How insane is that? But poking our head back inside the mental ward, you will see that Obama now thinks that mandatory voting for all citizens is a good idea. Keep in mind, this is from a guy who missed over 300 votes when he was senator, when voting was his job. For thee, but not for me.
This is Gunny G from the Anti-Liberal Zone, and you're scoped in on Intellectual Froglegs.
Michael Goodwin of the New York Post had a great article about Captain Destructo and his relationship with Israel. Now, I'm not going to steal the whole article, but it's called Israel, Beware of Obama. First, he comes from the banks and health care. He uses the IRS to go after critics, politicizes the Justice Department, spies on journalists, tries to curb religious freedom, slashes the military, throws open the borders, doubles the debt, nationalizes the internet, lies to the public, ignores the Constitution, inflames race relations, abandons our allies, appeases tyrants, coddles adversaries, and uses the Crusades as an excuse for inaction as Islamist terrorists slaughter their way across the Middle East. And And now he's coming for you, Israel. Yes, he is.
So sue me.
Obama is treating Netanyahu like he's a Republican.
Obama has a visceral dislike for Netanyahu, which is second only to his visceral dislike of Israel. No other world leader has received the Netanyahu treatment, which included a dinner time snub and being forced to use the White House back door on one trip. No photo op, no joint statement. He was just given a list of 13 demands from Obama, who then left Netanyahu sitting there for over an hour while he went to dinner with Michelle and the kids.
Come on, baby. Take a soul out me.
2 white students at Ryerson University in Toronto, Canada were barred from attending an anti-racism meeting at the school after they were deemed insufficiently racialized.
I stand here as a freed slave.
Obama sent the State Department over to Israel and sank taxpayer money into their election to support Netanyahu's opponent. He's paving the way for Iran to get a nuke. You know, over in Iran where the 2 favorite songs are Death to Israel and Death to America.
As for the Ayatollah's Death to America comments, administration officials are suggesting those kinds of remarks are aimed at an Iranian domestic political audience. What matters, official caution, is what they agreed to at the bargaining table.
Even the French have a tougher line against Iran than we do. We are the new France. Thanks, Obama. But see, Obama wants to teach Bibi Netanyahu a lesson to never upstage him, and he wants to teach the Israeli voters that don't you ever elect somebody that Obama doesn't like. You know, if Obama's 6 years in office have taught us anything, it is that this guy is impervious to appeals to good sense. He is a radical left ideologue. He does not give a damn. He does not love America, like Rudy said. And the great one, Mark Levin, pointed out that Obama will never be affected by the crap that he's pushing on the American people. You think he'll ever have to sign up for Obamacare? Hell no. Or send his kids to schools overrun by illegal aliens, aka disease incubators? No. And just go down the list. He and Michelle take separate planes to California. What? Screw the taxpayer. You know what? If a Republican did this, the liberal media would have to go find a fainting couch. Oh.
Cake, she says, just like Marie Antoinette. Here's the news, coming to you every hour upon the hour. The weather's fine, but there may be a meteor shower. Here is the news, a cure's being found. Good old rocket light. Someone left their life behind in a plastic bag.
We need a conservative. And now it's way too early to endorse a candidate, but I like Ted Cruz. Because, well, the media hates him. But mainly because he is a conservative. And when I say conservative, I don't mean a Karl Rove conservative. You know, did you ever notice how he spells his name Carl with a K, like, I don't know, Karl Marx? Anyway, by today's definition, I'm not even sure what I am. I guess I'm just like a truth-seeking Christian. For a while, I thought I might be a libertarian until, well, the Jesse Ventura fruit bats kind of spoiled that for me. Maybe I'm a conservatarian. I don't know. It don't matter. I'm an American. I'm tired of being lied to. Back on Ted, I actually had the pleasure of meeting Ted's father, Pastor Raphael Cruz. Nice man. And you know, he's a big fan of intellectual Froglegs. Okay, that's a lie. Anyway, but Ted Cruz already has the endorsement of one of America's most beloved governors.
I think that man has rendered himself absolutely unfit to be running for office.
Did I say beloved? I meant to say mental patient. Anything this fruitcake is against, you should immediately be for. And how's that high-speed rail going there, Moonbeam? Can't get to the unemployment office quick enough, you know.
They call him Flipper, faster than lightning. No one you see is smarter than he.
But no one's surprised that the liberal media is throwing a collective hissy fit over Ted Cruz, because that's what they do. You know, anybody that actually stands for the Constitution and freedom is labeled as a dangerous lunatic by these guys. I'm serious. Can you name one conservative that they don't attack? No, you can't. But one reason I like Ted Cruz is that he unapologetically believes in God. And so do I. And that's the type of person that we need leading this nation. You know, and almost without exception, when I express my unwavering belief in God Almighty, some left-wing atheist socialist fruitcake will undoubtedly point to Stephen Hawking, who is in many respects a genius. But in my estimation, he's a bitter, angry little man who, because he contracted a horrible disease, now he goes to wildly illogical extremes to prove there is no God. Now, I'm not going to pretend to be smart enough to sit and debate Stephen Hawking. But you know what? I am smart enough to read and comprehend the many brilliant scientists that disagree with him. They just don't get the press. Like Dr. Stephen Meyer, or Dr. John Lennox, or Dr. Don DeYoung, and you just go down the list. And but to agree with Stephen Hawking, you have to believe that there was absolutely nothing. There wasn't even any time. Then out of this nothing came some little particles, and they ignited, and boom, nothing exploded and turned into everything. And Hawking pompously says with such certitude, quote, time didn't exist before the Big Bang, so there's no time for God to make the universe in. It's like asking directions to the edge of the earth. The earth is a sphere. It doesn't have an edge, so looking for it is a futile exercise, end quote. But mankind, which includes Mr. Stephen Hawking, man can rationalize a lot of things that aren't true, especially if they're liberals. For example, as I mentioned previously, using algebra, you can prove that 1 equals 0. It's a mathematical fact. But we know 1 does not equal 0. Just as we know life cannot spring out of nothing. Obama said if he had one thing to do over, what would it be?
Run for Michelle?
closed Gitmo on day one. Not that he doubled the nation's debt in 6 years, or one of the many other things. But you know, Obama doesn't give a damn about money. Most people don't even know that Obama gave all the federal employees a raise in December. Yeah, he did. And how much is this going to cost us? Nobody knows. Nobody has a clue. The White House Office of Management and Budget, or OMB, with regard to the cost, they said it's not anticipated to increase discretionary obligations and outlays overall. You know, these people are supposed to work for us, and when somebody works for you, and you ask them how much it costs, and they say it's not anticipated to increase discretionary obligations and outlays overall, that's when you need to smack that person in the mouth.
Got 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Whoa, twice on the pipe.
Did you guys see that tree hugger what was his name? It don't matter. Anyway, this tree hugger down in New Orleans was protesting a golf course and he fell out of the tree. Tree hugger fell out of the tree. He's okay. We can laugh at him.
Candy Grandpa Mango.
And I want to send a special happy birthday out to my Aunt Jane. Aunt Jane's tougher than Honey Badger, I ain't kidding. 2 years ago, she had open heart surgery. This past week, she passed her driver's license renewal test and just celebrated her 86th birthday. Aunt Jane, you rock. Happy birthday, Jean Marie. I'd love to be able to interview some of these Christian scientists, but we simply don't have the resources or the facilities. And unlike the well-funded liberal propaganda machines, they don't need to turn a profit. So we rely on you. So you can help support Intellectual Froglegs by buying some of the Frogleg gear or by making a donation. You can find the details for both at the website. Now this week's special. Donate $100 or more via PayPal over the next 7 days and be listed as associate producer in the next 2 episodes. Plus, we have a bonus. Whoever makes the largest donation over the next 7 days will be the show's sponsor for the next month. Booyah.
That's jamming.
Well, on a scale of 10, I'd have to give her a 2. And that's only because I've never seen a 1 before.
Thank you guys for being here. Please stop by the website, subscribe to the show alerts, and donate if you can. And if you're too broke to donate, well, we're probably cousins. So share the show with everybody you can, and I hope you come back for the next Intellectual Froglegs. God bless.
Well, I hate to see